How's it going, everyone? This is Christian here with Potato Chips Gaming. Today we're going to be playing a little bit of Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse. Well, not actually playing, we're just watching a replay at the moment. But right now I'm the Sisters of Battle versus the Eldar of the Craft Worlds. So, the Sisters of Battle are effectively nuns with guns. Back in the good old days of the Imperium, back when it was starting to become the horrible place that it is today, there was this guy called Goj Van Dyer who had a bunch of really fervent worshippers of the Emperor serve him. They essentially started a huge civil war. It's a very big event. However, I can't go into it as this is not really a lore video. So anyway, in the end, his bodyguards become the Sisters of Battle after they betray him to the Emperor. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, the reason they're all female is because Gilliman worded it wrong, or someone worded the rules of the ecclesiarchy wrong, saying that they can have no men under arms. Of course, they were using men as sort of an asexual term, like men as in human. You can't have any people under arms for the ecclesiarchy, but they just recruited a bunch of women instead and used the typo or the error, clerical error, to their advantage. So you've got an entire faction of 40k based around a clerical error. Fun times. Anyway, we're playing the Sisters of Battle. We got our ecclesiarchal servitors here, who are essentially just cyborgs with part of their brains stripped out, so they're completely loyal and completely slave-like. We got the Sisters of Battle in their power armor, wielding their not quite standard issue bolters like the Astartes grade, but they still pack a punch. They'll still rip your rib cage open if you get hit by one. Alright, I've captured a few points down. Currently got 2 listening points locked down. Gonna get this third one here in a second. These guys here are known as the missionaries. They're essentially just dudes who run around acting all holy and stuff. It's weird that they're not allowed to have men under arms, despite this guy clearly wielding like a bolt pistol, which in and of itself is pretty expensive compared to like a las gun or something. Anyway, looks like we got a few sisters getting sniped here by some rangers. They're causing a bit of havoc. Anyway, these are the Eldar's stealth infantry. However, they didn't get the infiltration upgrade yet. Essentially, they're wielding Eldar version of the DMRs. Now, the reason I didn't send my sisters in to just go and attack them was because they were really close to their base, and I didn't want to aggro the Eldar too early on. So now I just sent my sisters in since they're actually closer to my base now. And I get a few decent hits on him. I got one down to half health, but he'll just heal that up when he comes later. Captured this critical location over here. However, due to the snipers, I was a little afraid to capture this point. So I'm just gonna leave that one. Unfortunately, in this game, I wasn't too aggressive with the sisters like I should have been. So the Eldar actually managed to capture both relic resources. Yeah. Well, they haven't captured this one yet in the recording, but, you know, fun times. Anyway, got this point locked down, got it with some Twin Inferno turrets, which I will eventually upgrade with the Melta add-on variants soon. This guy here's got the Twin Inferno turrets on top of it, so the listening post is fully operational and ready to just flame on. Anyway, got another sister battle group coming in here. And yeah, got a Seraphim squad. So right now it's just a lot of posturing. It's not really much going on. That's the Canoness right there. She's kind of well, she's not kind of my commander. She is my commander. She's the one holding the holy massive chainsword right there. Probably an eviscerator with that size. And yeah, just a standard bolt pistol. Haven't upgraded her too much yet. We'll be doing that soon. I'm playing on high resources, so that way the game goes a little bit faster, but unfortunately the AI don't really know how to handle high resources too well. So they're just kind of going about. Anyway, Got my two sister squads over here. Got this point locked down, or about to get it locked down. Fully upgraded the turret on this guy, so now it's got two huge flame canisters coming out of it, and, well, not flame canisters, fuel canisters, and now it's got flames pretty much just pouring out of it. Upgraded these guys to Inferno turret and meltas, so now they're equipped with melta guns as opposed to just random standard fire. So they'll be able to chew through tanks pretty easily, but considering the quantity of them, they'll actually be able to chew through infantry pretty well too. Alright, looks like we got a veteran superior here. This veteran superior is actually going to come in pretty important later. You'll see why in a few minutes here. And there, I just attached the missionaries to the squads because I wasn't going to do anything else with them. It's not like I'm going to send them out to die. They're resources. I need to use them to the best of my abilities, even though I really don't care about them. Anyway, we had a bit of a battle going on here. They sent a squad in to, I don't know, I guess poke and prod at me. The squad didn't make it out at all. They tried to, which is why this guy ran over. Oh, that's a builder. Huh, strange. Anyway, got my power generators up and running. Everyone's just I'm just kind of upgrading everything before I tier up. Should be tearing up pretty soon here, but, you know, life. Anyway, yep, they finally captured this relic unit. Looks like they locked it down with the turret. They captured the middle, which is actually going to become a very important battleground later. And they also captured this area. Not quite as important. So, in hindsight, should have gone for at least one of the relics, if not both. A little mistake on my part there. Next time I won't do it if I'm on this map. And yeah. It's looking pretty good so far. So, let's take a look at what we've got so far in forces. Got my Seraphims upgraded with a Seraphim Superior, which is essentially just a better version of them. Pretty much Seraphims are the jump infantry. You just send them in whenever you want to cause some havoc. I gave them 2 Inferno pistols. I'll eventually get them 2 Flamers later. Looks like the Eldar are gathering up their forces over here for a major assault. They got some standard Guardians with 2 Warlocks on them. I usually like to have a Warlock and a Shuriken Cannon on them and use them to guard, but if they want to use it for assault, that's fine. They've got 2 Storm Guardians, which are their assault Guardians, essentially. They have melee weapons, but they're able to be equipped with Flamers, like you see here. However, their Flamers are not quite on par with the Sisters' Flamers. Anyway, there's our favorite little squad that annoyed the hell out of me early game, the Rangers. And then we've got another squad of Storm Guardians here. So ultimately not that much going on. As you can see, they've got a webway gate right here. So what the webway gate allows the Eldar to do is essentially teleport around the map. So say you have a webway gate here and you put one right here. If you put troops into this one, you can actually pull them out of this one. Just to give you a basic sight. So anyway, the webway gates have this special ability that allows them to actually turn invisible that you have to buy, and it also allows a concealment field which turns all other buildings around it invisible. So this is why you can't see the turrets here and why I can't click on them. Alright, so where are we taking fire from? Ah, yes. So they've got an invisible turret here that actually has a higher line of sight than my turrets, so that's why you don't see my turrets firing them. Oh, also it's invisible. These guys are detectors, though, so if it were close enough, they would be able to see it, but Eldar and their long range. Not quite as annoying as the Tau, but still pretty annoying. Anyway, I just kind of let that be. I'm still building up my defenses here because I realized that it could come down the middle at any point, and also I kind of saw this earlier. This captured point here allows me to see, like, around here, I think, and I see them gathering up forces, so I just decided to throw up a bunch of defenses right here, and I get a bunch of Retributors, which are the heavy sisters. So essentially, what they are wearing is power armor. It's not quite a Stardaze grade, but it's still pretty impressive, and it allows them to hold big weapons such as, well, what they're wielding right now, heavy bolters. The Sisters of Battle are one of my favorite factions. They're my favorite. They're tied for my favorite faction with the Thousand Suns. Thousand Suns being the Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch under Magnus the Red. Anyway, I'll be quiet now and just let you watch this epic battle unfold. Nothing really going on too much over here. They got a few people running around over here, but it doesn't really matter. This is where the fun's at. They send a few bike squads in to see if they can rattle up some kills, but again, the AI isn't really good with the Eldar. They're very frontal heavy. They'd be half decent with the Orcs, but the Eldar are not their strong suit. The Eldar have a bunch of weak but hard-hitting units that are not really meant for frontal engagements like this. Anyway, I got my Seraphins going in near the building so that way I can see them. I burned the webway gate away, so now I can actually see the unit without hindrance, and the middle is mine. After, they decided to try and attack me again, but turns out running at a bunch of sisters with melta guns isn't the greatest idea. Anyway, I'm fairly impressed with myself in this mission because, or at least with this little battle here, this little skirmish, because I didn't lose a single sister. But that's really just because I had so many heavily armored... Oh, wait, never mind. We lost a Seraphim. The God Emperor bless your souls, dear sister. Anyway, yeah. I kind of like the Thousand Suns and the Sisters of Battle because they're kind of the underdogs of 40k. Back when the insidious Matt Ward was writing for 40k, as well as several other authors. I don't really know them, I just know Matt Ward. I just know he's terrible. Anyway. They were kind of the whipping boys of GW, whipping boys, quote unquote, whipping girls of GW. So they just they lost pretty much every battle they were in. They could barely win their own codexes, and the Thousand Suns, while they're not quite the underdogs of the Sisters of Battle like GW's whipping boys, they did have a pretty tragic backstory. I personally don't like going into lore in these videos, mainly because I'm focused on the battle at hand as opposed to the battles of the past in the Warhammer 40k universe, or I guess it would be 30k at this point. But if you want, you can check out Vaults of Terra or 40k Theories. They do some excellent lore work, and you'll be able to tell them. They'll be able to give you something. Yeah, Magnus the Red is my favorite Primarch just because of his tragic backstory. He tried to help, ended up getting screwed over by the Dark God Tzeentch, became a Chaos Lord because of it. Or a Demon Primarch. Alright, so nothing's really going on right now. The Eldar are kind of recovering after that horrible defeat. Now, I could probably run in and kill them all, but that wouldn't make for a fun experience. Right now I'm focused on building this. This is a shrine to the Living Saints. Living Saints are essentially demons of the Emperor. Now, demon in Warhammer 40k is usually referred to the servants of the Dark Gods. So, essentially, demons and lesser demons, greater demons, etc. are all sort of extensions of the Dark Gods. Demon, however, can be referred to by any significantly powerful warp entity that is able to split up its form. In this case, you have the Living Saints, which are essentially demons of the Emperor. Now, the Living Saints are the souls of sisters who have perished, but have perished in a heroic way, and they just effectively become demons of the Emperor, constantly dying or coming back or something. They're there to help out the faithful servants of the Emperor. Weirdly enough, they're actually considered one of the only good demons in 40k. Now, you're about to see one of them here in just a second. She looks rather impressive, and I believe anyone who's familiar with 40k knows her, especially in the 8th edition. But yeah, as of right now, then nothing's really happening. They did do kind of a frontal assault with this wave serpent here, which is the Eldar's dedicated infantry carrier, which doesn't really make sense because my first thought isn't send in my freaking carrier without any troops in it. So again, the AI isn't very good with the Eldar at all. It's more of a swarm mentality. So Tyranids in 1.8 of Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse are just OP as all hell. Like, if you do high resources with Tyranids, you're in for a real bad time. I could have done the South Park thing there, but I didn't because that's overused. But yeah, it's really unfortunate to actually run into Tyranids in 1.8. They're very powerful, and for some reason they're able to just like chalk out an Uberfex like really early on. Anyway, then you have the orcs, which are much more balanced, but still, it's pretty interesting to fight them because literally every one of their buildings has a gun on it. So assaulting their base is going to hurt a lot. Here it is. One of my favorite units of Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse. May I introduce to you the Capital Imperialis. Essentially, imagine a giant concrete fortress. Replace the concrete with metal. Put a huge gun on top of it. And give it treads. You have to build it like a building, it's so big. Anyway, that's going to take a little bit, so let's take a look at what's going on in here. There she is. The glorious, the excellent, the amazing Saint Celestine. Prepare your butts, Eldar. You're about to get a serious dose of kick-ass. That was terrible, but let's face it, that she's just awesome. She's my favorite character. Other than Magnus. I'm really conflicted on which one's my actual favorite. Favorite, not chapter, that's Space Marines. Faction, there we go, faction. There she is, Demon of the Emperor. Saint Celestine. Nothing but sheer balls out awesome right there. Now you may be wondering how all their units are invisible. It's because they have their two hero units. I can't speak. They have their two hero units available to them. They have the Autarch, which is essentially the combat specialist, and then they have the Farseer, which is essentially Chaos Sorcerer with Eldar magics. Again, the AI doesn't really know how to use them, but they are really good with the Farseer in that she's able to drop essentially the same storm, just a less powerful version, but you're able to upgrade it to the more powerful version as the Chaos Sorcerer. So, essentially, a bunch of lightning comes down, kills everything. Everything. Buildings aren't safe, vehicles aren't safe. Troops are definitely not safe. You're going to get screwed if you have any troops out. But thankfully she does not get the upgraded version in this. She will when I'm playing Eldar. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Spoiler alert. Anyway, yeah. I'm starting to build up my Celestians units, which are essentially just sisters who are veterans. Oh, Oh, something's going on. Ah, there it is. First wave. Wave serpents. There was a fun little glitch with the wave serpents in the last patch, or a few patches ago. There goes Saint Celestine. Awesome. They were actually immortal. Like when you got this one specific upgrade, it accidentally made them immortal. Anyway, looks like we got 2 battles going on here, but this one's the more exciting one. There it is. There's their autarch right there. He's going for Celestine, but Celestine is not having any of that, and she is just absolutely tearing through him. Now, he realizes he's not going to win this battle, so he decides to go after a weaker target, which is this veteran superior right here. But you're going to see that he has so little health that just a simple veteran superior managed to take out the commander of their entire army. So that veteran superior is a hero in my eyes. Bam, immediate living saint status. Go get your armor, go get your wings. Red Bull go get your Red Bull. Now, this building here, this is an Adeptus Sororitas bunker. This is actually going to become one of the key components in this entire game. And you'll find out why soon enough here. Looks like I got some more shining spears. Now, it looks like they got an avatar of Cain as well, or at least a shrine of Cain. Cain being the war god of the Eldar race. So, his name is the Bloody-Headed Cain, or in Eldar speak, Kayla Mensha Cain. Sounds feminine, but he's actually a dude. Don't worry. Anyway, when Slaanesh was born, the Eldar's gods essentially got absolutely screwed over by Slaanesh. And Cain went to challenge Slaanesh. Chegarach, of course, was behind Cain saying, you got this, while he was running the fuck away. Anyway, Khorne came along when Cain was getting the crap kicked out of him by Slaanesh and said to Slaanesh that, hey, Cain is my property because he's the war god, and he's got a really similar name to me, Cain and Khorne. Anyway, the battle between the fight for the honor to fight Cain actually broke Cain. It wasn't simply that they beat him up. It was because them beating each other up was so intense that it actually beat up Cain as well. And he got shattered, thrown into real space, and is now part of the craft worlds. Anyway, Autarch's back. You got a few fire dragons with them, but they're more meant for anti-vehicle, so I'm not sure what the AI is doing with them, but that's alright, I guess. Anyway, yeah, you can tell it's an absolute shitstorm right now. Anyway, you got a Night Spinner here who's just kind of sitting there trying to nuke everything, but he's getting slowly burned. Now, instead of like charging up and trying to fly back, what he really should have been doing was running away. He should have been running away before I got these guys upgraded with Meltas. So now he's going to try and run away. It's not going to go too well for him, though. But yeah, it looks like we lost a few sisters in that one battle, and these guys are heavily damaged. So here it comes. This is the reason that this becomes really important right here. Because they actually start like focusing down the middle. Anyway, I got my Capital Imperialis filled with fully upgraded, fully kitted out Celestian sister squad. Yeah, Celestian squads. Who I was interrupted before when I was explaining what they were. They are essentially just veteran sisters who are given all anti-vehicle weapons. So they're given all Melta guns. I upgraded them fully with multi-Meltas. So essentially they have 3 multi-Meltas per squad. And I gave them a Celestian Superior, as well as a Hospitalier, which is the medic unit. I'll show you one of them now. They're actually really cool looking. I like the design of their models. And they're actually relatively animated. Like this, what you see with this sister right here is actually the standard model. This was in Dawn of War 1. So it looks pretty good, especially since this game was made in 2004. Ooh, something's going on. Anyway, I'm getting assaulted while I was trying to repair these, so we're going to lose a few workers here. Actually, we just lost that entire squad. Anyway, send my canoness in after them, but she's just taking heavy fire. I send up a few Avenging Angels, which are essentially mini versions of the Living Saints, so demons of the Emperor, but not quite as big. They're actually immortal, they can't be damaged, however, they only last for a limited amount of time. So I have to be really careful with when and how I use them. I think it's like 20 to 30 seconds. Yep, 20 to 30 seconds, yeah, they just kind of ascended there. Anyway, my sister is taking heavy fire, but weirdly enough, I was not expecting this, but turns out I threw the servitors in there, and they could use the guns that are apparently in the... they can use the gun emplacements. So my servitors are actually saving the day right here. Anyway, yeah, literally every other defense other than the Adeptus Sororitas bunker is currently destroyed. Anyway, you may be wondering where all these explosions are coming from. The Capital Imperialis. I'm sending these gals over here in to help out, but unfortunately they begin taking Night Spinner fire, which is the Eldar's artillery tank, and then the Eldar Farseer, which is their wizard hero, or their sorceress witch hero. They're known as witches, so it's fine. Yeah, she starts sending in like lightning bolts and eldritch storms and everything, causing me a lot of problems. I don't really lose too many sisters in this. I do lose a few, but ultimately it's just because of the sheer amount of damage she did to all the units in general, because if I had kept them there for just a little bit longer, my casualty count would have been much higher. So yeah, I lost quite a few sisters. Anyway, in order to help out, they sent in the Harlequins, and they kind of just ate a few of my sisters. Anyway, it looks like I've got quite a few problems, and all of them have to do with that Farseer. So these sisters are gonna just stay and recover. I'm trying to move this guy to go into the base. It's becoming the end of the match, and I realize that he can't actually move because of these turrets here. So eventually I'll get around to destroying them. As you can see, the bunker is not doing all too well. Mainly because of the sheer amount of artillery fire it sustained from this guy, as well as the Eldar coming in with fire dragons and really screwing everything up. Ultimately, it's not going too badly. Sent my Avenging Angels in again. I'm able to do that quite a few times. So standard faction resource for Warhammer 40k is Requisition and Power. However, the Sisters of Battle have this special requisition, or this special kind of resource called Faith, which is how they do all these like miracle abilities and stuff. And it's also how, you buy Saint Celestine, because that's not just going to cost you power and a bunch of like metal or whatever requisition is. No, that's going to cost you a lot of faith. You're going to have to really believe hard in the Emperor. Anyway, they send some fire dragons at the bunker. As you can see, it did quite a bit of damage, bringing their health from here to here. But I get some servitors out to start repairing it, and I send the Avenging Angels after the fire dragons, which were tearing it apart. Anyway, here comes the Capital Imperialis. Its end game. Anyway, it looks like the machine gun fire from the bunker is slowly tearing through those spikes there, but they're going to try and retreat back to the base, only to find that they are about to get super screwed. Anyway, 4 Celestian squads coming in here just in a second, as soon as I move it towards the middle of their base. As you can tell, this thing has a lot of health. And there it is. Celestians coming out. Bunch of melta beams coming out. They tried to fly away, but, you know, they just killed it too fast. Farseer's coming in. She's going to try and help out a little bit, but she's going to manage to kill about 2 Celestians, I believe. Yeah, but she's going to get taken down. And as you can see, it's pretty much endgame from here. The Eldar have no defense against this. Oh, I spawned a pennant engine as a last little screw you to the Eldar. A last little farewell. Yeah, that's it. Pretty impressive battle, if I do say so myself. Could have done some things better, but, you know, I think this was a learning experience for all of us. I have been Christian. Ah, wait. Shoot. Let's take a look at our stats before I sign off on this. Alright. Quit battle. Alright. Total battle overview. I'm just going to let you read it. Military overview. Units killed 196, units lost, buildings razed, buildings lost. Resources. And then technology. Alright. This has been Christian with Potato Chips Gaming, and I will see you all next time.